Good morning, all you jiu-jitsu savages. Listen, we got a little bit different approach this week. It's principle-based, open guard. I'm going to give you 5-ish principles to work on that are going to help you with your open guard and retaining it and keeping people from passing. And then there's going to be drills that go along with it. Those drills are going to be handicaps where you're using one hands, no hands, and a mixture of that. So if you follow through and hit all the drills, I mean, you could spend a whole hour or 45 minutes working these drills, and it's going to improve your guard game immensely. You can just choose one drill at a time and work one a day, or put them together. The drills are adapted from a list that I got from Rodrigo Medeiros and Kid Pellegro book a long time ago. Great book, great details, great if you can get your hands on it. It's not, I don't know, I think he's got like 7 or 9 or something like that, and I've kind of condensed them into these 5 different principles and then added my own. And then it's my own explanation of it, obviously, because it's a video, and those principles came from a book. But I'd like to, like I said, give a acknowledgement to both of those authors on kind of hipping me to those principles a long time ago. So enjoy, explore the principle, use the drills, and build your open guard game. Look forward to hearing how it goes.
Okay, this week we're talking about open guard principles. Open guard principles. For every of these guard principles, we've got some drills to go along with them to kind of build it. And you'll find that they're all very connected. So if you can remember 2 or 3, then the 7 are going to be all pretty close together. First one we're going to talk about is using your legs like pistons. Don't worry about any of the rest of that stuff. Using your legs like pistons, right? What does that mean? Right? Pistons and engine. When one goes up, one goes down, right? He's working to pass, right? One goes out, one comes back, right? So I have a mid-long distance and a mid-short distance defense here, right? I don't want to be completely out here, right, with both legs. I don't want to be completely back here, right? And I don't want to be one completely out and one completely back. If this is my mid-range, I can have both at mid-range, but once it goes past that, right, one's gonna go back, one's gonna come forward. The De La Hiva is a great example of this, right? It's part of the reason the De La Hiva is so popular is because for principles of open guard, you'll see as we go through this, I can hit just about all of them with my De La Hiva, and I can use it to set up a lot of stuff. And generally, when he takes an offensive posture, if his feet are even on a line, is this an offensive posture for him or defensive? Defensive, right? And it's not even really that good of a defense if I hook his feet, right? But it's certainly not offensive. It's hard for him to get an offensive. So to get an offense, he's going to get kind of angled here and start putting pressure. Remember, we have 2 versions. The inside the leg version and the outside the leg version, right? Where he's got the other leg's going to be leading, right? Where he's leading with that other leg outside of my legs, okay? Which is generally here when we start setting up our leg drag series and stuff like that, all right? So, coming back to what we're talking about, legs like pistons, right? Look, spider guard, one out, one in, right? He starts to move, he starts to defend, one foot comes back, the other goes out. He forces one way, the other one picks it up, right? I can block in the biceps or the hips or make my hooks, right? So right now, the drill we're gonna do is no hands versus no hands. I'm just gonna use my legs like pistons. I don't wanna have both out, I don't wanna have both back too far. He's gonna work to pass, no hands. I'm gonna work to defend, just my feet, go. Watch my feet, right? One comes back. One goes out. All right, one's back, one's out. He clears one. Right, if one starts going out there pretty far, I bring the other one back. Right? Good to go? Any questions? Legs like pistons. One out, one in. Not completely either way. No hands, no hands. We'll go 3 minutes on top, 2 minutes on bottom. Grab somebody. Let's go. The next principle is action-reaction, or just push-pull, right? If I want Jason to push into me, what do? I push into him. He pushes back. Then I get my throw, I get my trip, I get my whatever. If I want him to pull, what do? I pull, right? And when I pull and I get him to pull, then I get my pick or my tap or my sweep, taking it back, right? Same thing here. Our basic sweeps from the guard, right? I push on him, he's pushing back into me, I get the sweep, right? If I'm pulling or he's fighting to sit up, I sit up and I hit my cross-body sweep, right? So it's the same thing with the open guard. The push and the pull, right? Again, De La Diva is a great example. I'm pushing with this leg, I'm pulling with this leg, right? A push and a pull. Anytime I can do that, that's great. It gets even better when I have my hands. Let's look at our basic sweeps from the open guard. Stand open guard, right? Look. Pull, 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 right? I've got 3 pulls, 1, 2, 3, and I'm pushing on the hip to get the sweep, right? Push and pull. He feels all those pulls. He feels all these pulls, pull, 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 right? And where's he gonna put his base? Back, right? Because he feels all these pulls. And that makes the sweep easier, okay? I always want to have, and you'll notice this works well with the pistons, right? I'm pushing here, I'm pulling here. Okay, things change. Now, I push here, and I pull here. Things change. Right? I push here, pull here. I'm going to come around. I pull here, push here. Back where we were. Okay? So, it's not just push-pull with my feet. Alright? I may push with my feet and pull with my hands. Right? Or I may mix it up. I push with one foot, pull with the other foot. And get a hand in there. Okay, right now to keep it simple, we're just going to work push-pull. All I'm working to do is off-balancing. If I get him off balance, then I switch. Now he's going to work the pass. I got push-pull. Right? He's working the pass. I got pull here, push here. Right? Oh, look at this. Off balance. Right? Boom. Come back. He's fighting. I'm going to just play one grip. Okay? He's going to have one hand. I'm going to have one hand. Just to keep us focused on this push-pull. Okay? He's working his passing game. Okay? Pull. I'm pushing with that foot. I'm pulling with this. Right? He keeps moving. Push, pull. Push and pull. Push and pull. Okay? See how I'm pulling here, pushing with the leg. You can only use one hand at a time, you can only use one hand at a time. Good go. So legs like pistons, push, pull. I can pull with a foot, pull with a hand, or push and push. Mix it up. Any questions on the drill? 3 minutes on top, 3 minutes on bottom. Let's go. All right, guys. So now we're going to talk about the line of balance. Okay, the line of balance. Check. This is what we were talking about earlier. Okay, you got to be aware of your opponent's weight distribution and his line of balance. Is he more weight on his front foot? Is he more weight on his back foot? Right? If I can get somebody, it's the same thing standing up. If I can get somebody, if I can get somebody to commit to this front foot, then I've got him on that line of balance, and I know I've got all his weight put on that foot. Okay? Again, the De La Diva is a great example of this. All right? If I can get to where I've got him in a line, and I can block this leg, right?
Where's his line of balance? Right parallel with me, right on line with me.
Generally, he wants his line of balance to be kind of more on what? A diagonal to me, right? So he's got base back there, he's got base up front. It's hard for me to manipulate. But the more I can put him on line with me, this line of balance, the more I can get it, right? It's the same thing from any of these positions in the open guard, right? When we're working our spider guard, and I let him think he's passing and shoving this leg across, right? And then I what? Look at, he's on a line here, right? See where the line of his balance is on his feet? So now I scoot under, and I take him over, right, with that sweep. X guard is all line of balance, because where am I putting myself? I become his line of balance. That's why I don't need to be on my side. That's why I don't need to be sitting up, right? Because I've got the butt dump, right? I've got, if he pushes if he pushes that foot down, great. If he pushes the other foot down, then I have the face plant, right? Because I am, me personally, am right on his line of balance. Holy cow, look what the cat dragged in. All right? So all of these positions are about the line of balance. Okay? Anytime I do one of these weird, closer. Anytime, hey Jenny, can you check TC? He's eating something. Anytime, go ahead, just put your knees. Anytime I do one of these weird, like, where you think you're passing and you get swept, sweeps, right? What is that? He put himself on a line that was parallel to a line that I can control with leverage. Does that make sense? See what I'm talking about? All of the diagonal sweeps, right? When we're here and he's trying to pass, look, he just put himself on this line. He's putting himself almost completely on the line, and now I change and I sweep him along that line. All of my diagonal sweeps are based on that line. Does that make sense? So once you see and feel that, once he gets past 45 degrees and that line starts to, or it's not always the line with my body, it's the line of what I'm sweeping. So like when he's passing on the spider guard, or he's passing from the peg leg, right, and he puts himself in line with the axis of where I can sweep him, got it. So you need to pay attention to that, right? Just the simplest demonstration of that is open guard, he stands up, okay, he's in a basic just standing position, all right, look, where's his line of balance? Right here, look, I block, I push. Okay, it don't get any more basic than that. All right, I stop him from being able to adjust that line, and I manipulate his balance. Okay? Now I'm not going to sit here on my butt while it happens. I'm going to come up and do my thing. So now we're going to do, I have 2 hands, he has 1, or none. He has no hands. I'm 2 hands on the bottom, he has none. All I'm looking to do again is look for this line of balance. Right? Look, the ones we just talked about, okay? This, his line of balance. I'm blocking and I'm getting it, right? Sickle sweep, still line of balance. Okay? I'm blocking, so I gotta pay attention to these 2 points. Guys, if I start doing something, okay? If I start doing something and he starts basing back, right? Now that makes it really easy for me to pick up this leg. All right? If he starts basing forward, we're here and he's putting a bunch of pressure forward, right? I'm pushing, again, the push-pull. I push, he pushes back into me, right? Oh, what do we got? Huh? Yeah, cat in the hat sweep, or tomonagi, if that's what you want to call it. It's not really tomonagi because you got the leg behind the leg. It's called cat in the hat, like put on a big, cat in the hat. Now we know what we're talking about. Whoa. Check. Any questions on this line of balance principle? So person on the top, no hands. Person on the bottom, all 4 feet and hands. And pay attention where his feet are and manipulate that line. Check. Let's do it. bottom, all right? You have to be aware of some of the open guard principles from the top. So if Jason's here and I'm working a pass, basically if I'm working to do anything, what am I looking to control? Hips, okay? If I'm controlling his legs, it's only to control his hips, okay? If I can just control his hips, now it makes it very hard for him to stop me from passing. Okay? Make sense? Controlling his hips, very difficult to keep me from passing. Just about everything that we do is about controlling the hips. If I grip here, right, I don't hang out here, what do? I either push him all the way here to his chest, or I put him down on the ground, where I'm limiting the mobility of his hips, because both legs are down, okay? Another common grip is the gi here, and the gi here. Why? What am I controlling here? Hips. I've got this diagonal control of the shoulder and the hips, right? So I don't want the guy to control both hands on my hips. I don't want the guy to control both hands on my legs. I don't want a mixture of that or this. Okay? Right? Because look here, boom. One of the best passes known to man. Okay? Love it. Alright, I showed Christian that pass and his game changed. Started armbarring fools, just passing a guard and armbarring. Right? And some smart people too. So this drill is about not allowing this guy to control two, right? I don't want this, I don't want this, I don't want this, I don't want this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Check. Because those are all super strong control points for the guy on top. If I can deny him those grips, it's going to be very difficult. It's not that, obviously, if I get this grip, what good is this to me? Exactly. I've got to get this to the point where I'm now using it as a hip control. Okay, I've got to take all the leverage out of it for him and give all the leverage to me. Check. Any questions? So he gets 2 hands, I get 2 hands. I'm working a pass, he's working a defense, speed, do whatever, but mostly just to keep me from getting those grips. Boom, boom, boom. Alright? Defend those grips. Okay? He's on top. He's trying to work those grips. Alright? By denying those grips, I'm going to get my game off better than he does. If he gets those grips, he's in control. Check. Everybody understand the drill? You're the guy on the top. You're working for those 4 different grips. Check. Let's do it. So we talk about our opponent's weight distribution line of pass. What I want to go to now is maintain distance, stay connected, keep knees open, and give as many problems as possible. This is all these are all related, right? So keep distance, or maintain distance to stay connected, we kind of talked about, right? I don't want him getting all the way out here where he can manipulate what's going on, right? So I need to have my grip. If he starts to try to get distance, I maintain it and I stay connected, right? I come up, if I can't keep my feet connected to his hips, then I'm going to block, control the knees or the ankles or whatever I can do. If he pushes into me, same thing, I'm going to maintain my distance and sit back, but I'm going to stay connected, whether it's with my grips or my feet, okay? Notice I'm keeping my knees open. Anytime, I know this may sound, I know this is kind of elementary, but anytime my knees get together, that's no bueno for me, right? Because it's too easy to control, right? So generally around 45 degrees for my knees, whether I'm in the hiva, right? Look, my knees are out, where I can control. I sit up into butterfly, right? Sitting up guard. Look, even if I come to my side, look, my knees maintain the same angle. I don't want my knees up here. I got a good base and I've got a good block here. So my knees stay out. Look, I'm connected and I'm maintaining distance. If he tries to put pressure on me to kill the distance, look, I have things that I can use to beat that, right? And manipulate his base to take advantage of where he's at. Make sense? So stay connected. Keep your grips, whether it's sleeve or whatever, right? If I'm back and he pulls me up, boom, great. I get some new grips. I stay connected. If he tries to get away from me from here, great. I maintain the distance. I keep the distance. I don't let him create space, and I pick that up using staying connected and being aware of his weight distribution, all right? And then finally, I get so frustrated when I see guys get in this position and they're like this. Like it's a drill, okay? Or they'll get one grip and they'll go like this. All right, look, unless that's your drill, if you're doing that today, if you're like, oh, I'm just gonna use one hand as a challenge, that's fine. I do it all the time. I'll roll with white belts with no hands and just my feet for 7 minutes and they won't even realize I'm not using their hand, no hands. Right? A lot of times with blue belts, I'll use one hand, right? And they'll make it about 3 or 4 minutes, and they'll be like, you're not even using your left hand, or you're not even using your right hand, or whatever. A lot of times it's when I'm hurt. If something's hurt, I just won't use it. And it's a good challenge, right? As a senior belt, as an advanced belt, working against white belts and other people that aren't as good, it's a good way to, they don't have the skills, you know, it's a good way to challenge yourself, all right? So these drills are good for that as well. So, I want to give him as many problems as possible. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. If I'm going to give up something, if he breaks my grip, get something else. If he breaks my grip, okay, get something else. If he pushes the foot down, boom, get something else. Right? Does that make sense? Give him problems. Right? Now I've got 4 problems. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is better than just 2 problems, right? How hard is it going to be for him to pass my guard like this? Not very. How much harder now? A bit more, right? How about now? I'm giving as many problems as possible. Look, when we're in butterfly, I give him 5 problems. See what I'm talking about? That head position is your 5th problem. Anytime you can be giving them those problems, be giving them those problems. Knees out, stay connected. If you're giving them as many problems as you can and you got all your grips, then the maintaining distance and staying connected should be easy. Everybody understand that? See how that works? All right, so the drill we're going to do with this is 1 hand on the top, 2 hands on the bottom. Maintain distance, stay connected. Knees out, guy on top's trying to pass with 1 hand, guy on the bottom working all this stuff together with 2 hands. Good to go?
Yes, sir.
Let's do it. 3 minutes on top, 3 minutes on bottom.